A little more than 2 decades after its introduction, the Toyota Prius finds itself in an odd spot. If its US market sales are way down from their peak, that's at least partly because the model is a victim of its own success. The rest of that can be chalked up to cheap gas and our love of trucks and crossovers. Toyota's teardrop-shaped fuel sipper endured years of derision, some of it justified. Stop clogging up the left lane, you doofuses. But it did more than any other nameplate to de-exoticize hybrid technology. There are now more hybrid options than ever, both from within and without the Toyota lineup. Many of them, like the new RAV4 Hybrid and upcoming Corolla Hybrid, announce their green intentions much less loudly. Read, they look like normal cars. And if you're looking for real green cred, there are now a number of full EVs to purchase and flaunt. To help broaden the Prius appeal, especially in cold weather states, the 2019 Prius gains an all-wheel drive option dubbed AWD-e, a first for the model. It's not the only change for the new year. Toyota has toned down the Prius look slightly, although it still looks like an angry Digimon when viewed from the front, rationalized the trim structure, much like the rest of the Toyota lineup. Prius now uses L-Eco, LE, XLE and limited model grades, and made a number of moderate interior improvements, namely, swapping out eye-grabbing, high-contrast light color plastics for more subtle darker materials. The AWD-e system, a variation of which we've already seen on the Lexus UX, consists of a rear-mounted permanent magnet-less motor powering the rear wheels. This is in addition to the 2 electric motors and gasoline engine that make up the rest of Toyota Hybrid Synergy drive system. The setup can't contribute to regenerative braking, but it doesn't produce much drag on the powertrain when it's not powered. Plus, it's a compact setup that doesn't add the weight, complexity, or packaging challenges of mechanical system with a drive shaft. It's available on 2019 Prius LE and XLE models, where it adds $1,400 and $1,000 to the car's respective bottom lines. If there's a downside, it's that it only provides a little extra oomph. The rear motor dishes up all of 7.1 HP and 40.6 lb-ft of torque. The rest of the powertrain is the same as the rest of the FWD Prius lineup. 1.8-liter Atkinson cycle i4 complemented by 2 electric motors and paired with a CVT. Output is 121 HP and 105 lb-ft of torque. You'll note that those figures are in line with the FWD cars, because of the way in which the AWD-e motor operates. Toyota doesn't claim it increases overall output, and, because the system adds weight, it doesn't state that the extra shove leads to an increase in 0 to 60 time. AWD-e equipped cars use nickel metal hydride battery packs, rather than lithium-ion packs, which are in all other non-plug-in Priuses, because Toyota says it has better chemistry for the cold weather regions where these cars are most likely to end up. Neither the extra motor or that battery pack intrude on the cabin space, so it's as roomy as ever in the back. Like FWD cars, the AWD-e cars get 65.5 cubic feet of cargo capacity with the rear seats folded down. Because the AWD-e system is designed to help with launches and lower speed driving in lower traction environments, it operates within a fairly constrained range. It is always active from 0 to 6 miles per hour, and kicks in as needed up to 43 miles per hour. It's fully automated. There's no way to force it to remain on if the car's computers don't think it's necessary. Interestingly, Toyota has made no real attempt to ruggedize the car, either aesthetically or functionally. You'll find no plastic body cladding, no chunky wheels or beefy tires, no significant increase in ride height. The car gets an additional 0.2 inches of ground clearance, for a total of 5.3 inches versus 5.1 inches, but beyond that, fog lights, LED accent lamps and a subtle AWD-e badge on the tailgate is the only indication that this is anything but a normal Prius. Toyota brought us to Kohler, Wisconsin, a tidy time warp of a company town with the right sort of climate to give the Prius AWD-e a go, and a truly world-class kitchen and bathroom fixture showroom if you're doing some remodeling. It was chilly but snow-free, which would have been a major bummer if the automaker hadn't arranged for snow machines to crank out big mounds of the white stuff. But first things first, under normal on-road driving conditions, the system is undetectable, because it's inactive. This thing drives like a Prius, because that's exactly what it is. Fortunately, the 4th Gen hybrid rides on the shared Toyota New Global Architecture, TNGA, platform, so while it's not what anyone would consider a driver's car, it's not a miserable handler by any means. There's no sense in pretending that an enthusiast will find the overall experience anything by antiseptic, but you've got to admit that the Prius is, and has always been, good at doing what it was designed to do, getting you there and back, day after day, year after year, while consuming as little fuel as possible. In that respect, the AWD system doesn't shake anything up. Where you do start to notice a difference, even on dry, but cold, pavement, is at a launch while testing FWD Priuses. We could make tires slip slightly by punching the throttle while accelerating away from a stop, especially if we were making a turn. AWD-e equipped cars displayed no such uncertainty, the low traction light never flickered on. As you'd expect, this was amplified on the short snow course. One test for the AWD cars, which we were unfortunately not allowed to attempt in the FWD cars, was a launch from a standstill midway up a snow-covered 6% grade. There was no detectable wheel spin. And on a snowy slalom course we could hear the FWD car's ABS systems kicking in, occasionally as the car fought to maintain stability and prevent us from skidding off the track, and consistently during braking. In the AWD cars, the only hint of ABS came under hard braking. It's not that the FWD cars had any real trouble out there, it's that the AWD cars did everything with more confidence. But it feels fair to ask here, does the AWD-e system do anything that a good set of winter tires couldn't also do and with less cost and complexity? We didn't have the opportunity to test this out, but apparently some of the Toyota people wondered the same thing. So they took a FWD Prius riding on Blizzak tires up the same 6% grade on which we drove the AWD cars. While it could be steered up the hill so long as you maintained momentum, the front wheels tended to dig in and spin if it was started from a stop on a snowy slope. The FWD could have probably fought its way up from a stop with enough coaxing and sawing at the wheel, but the AWD-e cars, again, had zero trouble with the launch test, even on the stock low rolling resistance tires. This makes sense while we love to recommend winter tires for readers in colder climates, and they certainly won't hurt, save for what is likely to be a minor ding to fuel economy, they aren't magic. An all-wheel drive system can sometimes find traction that even a good set of Blizzak Zacks can't, and that's just what the Prius AWD-e setup does. The 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid debuts at the Los Angeles Auto Show. Los Angeles Auto Show. The 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid gets the Prius powertrain at the LA Auto Show. The 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid sedan will join the Prius in using a hybrid synergy drive gas/electric powertrain. It will get a combined fuel economy of 50 mpg, according to the company, which, the takeaway. It's surprising how conservative a play the AWD Prius is. It doesn't really set out to change the game, and its aims are, all told, fairly modest. Unlike ruggedized offerings from competitors, it's not pretending to be an off-roader. AWD-e isn't supposed to transform the car. So don't think of this as a direct competitor to, say, the new Subaru Crosstrek plug-in hybrid. Think of it as a Prius with a bit of extra shove held in reserve until you need it the most. As our cold weather testing indicates, it does what it sets out to do, giving you extra traction and confidence when the temperature and traction drop with zero drama. But even with a ski rack on the roof, nothing about this car screams adventure mobile, which is what people seem to crave these days, no matter how far they venture from pavement, if they ever leave pavement at all. so it's safe to say that the addition of AWD-e alone won't make the Prius a six-figure seller once again. Still, Toyota says AWD-e equipped cars could account for 25% of Priuses sold going forward. Considering how little you have to give up in terms of fuel economy to get a dose of added functionality, it will be a wonder if that percentage doesn't wind up being considerably higher.